Good afternoon now, and thank you to EiE and particularly to Yemi Adamolekun for inviting me. I take this very seriously, and this is why I'm here. Let me, if you don't mind, set a little context. The idea of democracy itself is not divine, it's man-made. It was something created by men to respond to the tyranny of monarchies and to allow participation. And therefore, it requires continuous human intervention to perhaps improve it. So when I tell people that democracy does not guarantee good governance, sometimes they stand aback until I explain what I mean. On election day, what you are probably likely to see is a ballot paper with the signs, the symbols, possibly the names of the candidates. But it doesn't tell you what they know about your life, what they care about, how you feed. It doesn't tell you whether they are God-fearing, whether they will respond, whether they have empathy. So it is platforms like this that help you test ahead of making a choice what kind of person you'll be entrusting the most serious job either in your local government or in your state or in your country too. And that became very defining for me as a young person, much younger person. In 1993, the biggest single item in the public space, economic space, was the price of petrol. And if you ask people before that election, it was a given. It was thought that it was impossible for MKO to defeat a Bashir Tofa, given the groundswell of perceptions that raised around elections. But on that night, it became clear to Nigerians who watched the debate that the most important issue to them, only one of the candidates had a consciousness about it. And the normal thing to then do is to gravitate towards that candidate. And I remember that was when I went out to vote for MKO. And if you do a poll or a survey, you will find out that even in the north, where it was thought that MKO didn't have a base, the price of fuel was a major issue. And it probably tilted the election. Now, this is one of the many processes for making informed choices. In 2007, people didn't know who I was politically. The people who knew me were the judges and the lawyers in the courtroom. And they said, look, where did you bring this candidate from? And it was clear to me that the only way I was going to connect with people was during that debate. So, but the Channels debate was one of 11 debates that we had then. So when you're talking about people not wanting to participate in debates, if you understand that it is about people, you will participate. So the Lagos Business School organized a debate. Manufacturers Organization, NASIMA, Lagos Chamber of Commerce, and I remember the Anglican Communion under the aegis of Khan, Bishop Vining, 14 of us were there. Ansarudin were interested to know what we were going to do. So these were all platforms that, and then of course, Channels TV, which was the biggest debate of the time. LTV organized the debate. Silverbird organized the debate. So, and there's a lot of preparation that also goes into, because I take it seriously. So at 10 a.m. on the day of the Channels TV debate that was going to happen at 7 o'clock, I was checked into Sheraton where it would happen. So I had debate preparation. Colors, what to wear, mannerisms on stage. I had 3 debate rehearsals as a candidate. One with politicians, one with lecturers, one with journalists. Each one, we had a feedback. It was recorded. So all the mannerisms that I had to cut out was played back to me. Anger in my face, how to mask it. So there's a lot of things, and that's why you heard Ms. Brown saying that is where vanished. That is when you are in control. And if you remember the channels debate, one of the tipping points was that two of the candidates who had much more political experience than I unraveled, and they were abusing themselves. And if you play back that debate, one thing that I did immediately was to step into the middle. And that's probably what people are looking for. Who is the leader on this pack? So I was the peacemaker. And, well, the rest is now history. But in 2011, as a sitting governor, against advice, I participated again in 7 debates. Even though the polls showed that, well, I was a candidate to beat, and all of that, I still thought it was important. And if one of the characteristics of the tenure of our government then was the 100-day reporting cycle. It was also part of an interaction with people.